Frazer, 50 years in show business.
That's right, yes, I can't believe it, I can't believe it.
Yeah. Now, to celebrate this, you're actually doing some work by, of course, this tour that you're starting off in the Isle of Man.
Starting off at the Erin Arts Centre tomorrow night, yeah, at 7:30, and it's 50 years of, what I do is I'll talk about my career from a little boy, and I show film clips of when I was with Charlie Chaplin, for instance, Elizabeth Scott, Dean Jagger, Michael Caine, Omar Sharif, and I can show film clips, and obviously Doctor Who and Emmerdale right up to present day. And the people have seen it before. I've done a couple of cruise ships. They said, "Oh, we never realised you did all that. We never realised you've worked with him. We thought it was just..." So it's a nice eye-opener, but it's not a lecture. I always say to people, it's not a lecture. It's a sort of a happy, humorous troll through my career. And there's a lot of funny stories, funny anecdotes about the people I've met and things that have happened to me throughout that. Then there's an interval, and then the audience get their chance to ask me the questions. You know, when you walked to work with so-and-so, was he married? Whatever question they want to ask me. I talk about when I used to ride as a jockey, the funny things that have happened there, the funny people I've met during my cricketing days, and the famous cricketers I've played with, and anecdotes like that. And so it's a great sort of, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, it's good entertainment. Even though I say myself.
Now, you mentioned there, obviously, two of your most famous roles, starring in Doctor Who and
That's
Emmerdale.
Right, yeah.
But I wondered, what moments in your career have been the ones that have really stood out for yourself?
I think getting the part of Jamie in Doctor Who, which was just supposed to be 4 episodes, and it became 3 of the happiest years of my life, working with Patrick Troughton and Doctor Who. Then I went back 16 years later and worked with Colin Baker and Patrick Troughton. Doctor Who was one of the best times.
Now, to have 50 years in show business, there's very few people, I think, these days who've come through, who've gone to have a career as long as that, and to have a career as varied as what you've had.
That's right, yeah.
What's been the secret for you of
I think treat it as a job. Don't get ideas above your station. Don't think you're a big star and this, that and the other. Just treat it as a job. There are great days in my career, and there are days you drive to work thinking, oh my God, I've got this. If you're a bus driver, there are days the sun is shining at the dark glass and you've got a door. I mean, it's a lovely day driving a bus. Other days it's rainy, misty like today. You're driving through the fog. It's a bad day. There's good and bad days in any job you do, but just treat it, keep your feet on the ground, and just treat it quite normally.
And we were talking earlier about your times on cruise ships.
That's right, yes.
Often, so tell us how you got involved in that work.
Just a friend of mine, Bill Tiley, the cartoonist, his daughter looks after him. He's done a lot of cruise ships, and she just rang me and said, would you like to do a P&O cruise ship next year? Which a couple of years ago I did my talk, and then she said, would you like to do another one in 2 weeks' time? Yeah, 2 weeks' time. And I'm a single man, I just packed my bags, and then I did the Mediterranean for 2 weeks, Mediterranean, and then she said, how do you fancy going down the Panama Canal? What, the Panama Canal? So I did 6, came home, changed my shirt, went off. So I did last year, just leading up to pantomime, I was away for 6 weeks. It was fantastic. And a friend of mine who's in Emmerdale, they said, are you missing us, Frazer? I said, what do you think, what do you think? We hear at the airport, you can hear where the planes are starting up, but the funny thing was, he said, you're a jammy devil, you're on stage, you're having a 2-week Caribbean cruise with P&O, with a nice cabin, and you're getting paid to talk about yourself. How good is that?
There's really not many
How good is that? Not many jobs like that.
What have you got coming up in the future then?
Well, I've got pantomime in Kettering, and then we go to Grays. Then I've got my book out called Hindsight, so I'm doing a lot of promotional tours, book signings at bookstores like Waterstones and W.H. Smith, whatever. I'm doing a lot of that. And then after Panto, I'm doing another P&O cruise. And then there's 2 musicals in the offing for next year. One is with a very famous clairvoyant, and one isn't.
Right. Well, we shall look ahead for that then.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
Well, just to reiterate, of course, the show is tomorrow night at the Erin Arts Centre.
Erin Arts Centre, and the seats are all prices,
And yes, well, thanks for your time and good luck.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.